all your soaps today are a basic lye soap. What the soap makers figured out was that if you separate the glycerin, you can sell that for twice the price and still have the soap to sell. So even things like ivory soap will dry your skin because they've taken all the moisturizing out. Our lye soap, like I said, pure, natural, and because people depend on it, I use 100% pure lard, 100% pure lye that we purchase commercially. You have to sign for it because someone has figured out how to make drugs and bombs out of it. So everything, any spare lye I have is kept in the office under lock and key, like your Sudafed. But, you know, we sell them for $3.99 a bar, and the lady that was buying it for her son who had hereditary eczema, 2 bars were not doing him any good, and she bought one of these for $3.99, and now she comes back every month and buys a handful of it because it's doing good for him. I used it this morning to wash my hair just on a dare. Because one lady comes in here, she has real street eczema on her scalp. Prescription shampoos weren't working. So she bought a bar of soap. And she said, I love it. I love it. My hair just turns out so soft. It doesn't itch and scratch. And I thought, okay, I'll take your word on it. But this morning I came in, I got here like half hour early. And they said, why so early? I said, I'm into an experiment. And they said, why? I said, I'm going to wash my hair with my lye soap. Just to see. And they said, well, that sounds good. And I said, and the catch is, if it doesn't work out, and this afternoon when I leave work, I can go by the fitness center, take a shower, and wash my hair. But I'm not having any trouble with it, so I'm tickled to death. But I said it's amazing. I have a gentleman who comes every spring. He gets 75 bars. I got curious. Why 75 bars? He said, well, 15 of them are for me. I said, okay. What about the other 60? He goes, those are for my World's Grand Championship saddle brands. Okay. He said he gets rid of rain rot and fungus and everything, so he uses it constantly. So their coats and their manes stay just gorgeous. No, I'm tickled to death with that. We try to keep it as traditional as possible, but demand at that point shifts. Just like our baskets that we make here, they would have done those in the winter. Men, women, boys, and girls, they all have a purpose. They would have done them. Boys and girls, by the age of 5, would have known how to card the buffalo wool for spinning. By the age of 6, they both, boys and girls, would have known how to sew. A hunting trip with Dad didn't mean overnight or just the weekend. It meant maybe a month. And if something happened out there, you had to take care of it. So the boys would even know that. They only went to school December, January, and February. It was a great privilege. We had the first school here, and Miss Jane Coombs taught it. She came in here from Maryland with her husband, William, and their friend, Dr. George Hart, and they're the first 3 captains here. But she had to build a school without chinking in it. It'll be the only one you see out here that has no mud between the logs because kids need fresh air. December, January, and February, they need fresh air. But you think about it, look at it, 20, 30 kids sitting in there, the fireplace going, the door shut, it might have gotten a little stuffy. She taught them first thing to read the stars and navigate. It appalls me how many children these days don't know how to navigate by the sun. They don't even know what side it raises on. But she taught them to read the stars so they could not get lost. No roads, no road maps, things like that. Then she taught them their alphabet and their numerals off little wooden paddles called horn books. And they all learned to read out of the Bible because that was the only book that was important enough to carry either in your hands or on your back for the 5 to 6 months it took to hike here. And that discipline probably was not a big problem. First of all, she had 10 children. She was not going to take it to live. Second of all, it was a privilege to be there. You were not required. She wasn't paid to teach. If you wanted to stay home and do chores, disturb the class, she'll send you home. And if you think you're going to get sent home and somebody's not going to notice a stray child in the middle of the fort in the middle of the winter, wrong. But, you know, it was everybody that was really, this was the jumping off point for 83 station ports throughout Ohio, Kentucky, and Tennessee. This is where you came to go. And luckily you have the only port here in the nation that we know of built from original plans and drawings. Mr. George Van Cleef was stationed here with Harrod in 74 through 77. He was the brother-in-law of Squire Boone, and he kept a very detailed journal